Hey listeners, you're listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. Grab some tea, a midnight snack, and cuddle up in bed as we dive deep into today's most popular fantasies, sci-fi, and mysteries. We're your hosts. I'm Lily.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Christy.
This season we'll be discussing the heart-pounding military fantasy that's part Hunger Games and part How to Train Your Dragon. That's right, grab your flight jacket, we're headed to Bisgayeth.
A dragon without its rider is a tragedy. A reader without their book, or this podcast, is dead. Welcome to the revolution. My best advice, don't die, and don't worry, we most likely won't eat our allies.
In this episode, we'll be discussing Onyx Storm, chapters 55 through 66, where Violet faces Theophanie for a final time. Xaden is lost, but Tyrandor gains a new duchess, and the fandom gets plagued by a new question. Who the fuck is the new brother?
Before we get into it, this is your warning for major spoilers ahead. This includes potentially all Empyrean series materials. We're also avid fans of the Moss universe and might accidentally let spoilers slip for other popular romantasy book series as well. Sorry in advance, like the books, this podcast is rated R, so be warned.
Also, a friendly reminder to please like, subscribe, and follow. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also join our growing community on Patreon for bonus content and more.
All right, last we left off, Violet had just lost Indarna.
Right?
She suffered, comatose version of herself. And then Mira comes to get her out of bed and reveals that there might be a prophecy about her.
Oh, yeah.
And now she's got to go back to class. Her fellow squad mates are giving her the please don't go comatose smile. And she's having a really hard time with runes, even more so than normal. And I gotta say, I love Quinn's advice here. Just manhandle the bitch.
I mean, I really liked that one of the pieces of advice was that, well, it's sometimes people who have been doing it for years are not the best teachers because they're coming at it from a point of, I already know how to do this. And so I don't really know how to give advice to someone who doesn't know anything about this.
Yeah. Completely agree with that.
Definitely underrated advice.
Yeah, sometimes knowing how to do something for so long, you forget how it was when you didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Well, the aspect of this that I really found hilarious was the thought of manhandling Taryn's power. Like in my mind, I pictured her like jerking him around the veil.
There's this, yeah. There's this string of power that attaches them, and she's just like yanking on it. Like,
I said, sit down.
Yeah, I never considered that Indarna's magic was so different for her, but it does make sense. They're different beings, and she's so different from Taryn. I like that it's a different kind of strength for her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What I didn't like, and I know y'all sort of disagree with me, and sort of agree, but Felix.
Oh, yeah.
I like him as a character. This didn't change my opinion of him, but I did have a rant at him in the notes. Him saying that her being there is what put those people in danger, to me, is like saying that the Avengers are responsible for New York because they happen to be there to fight off the alien invasion.
Go ahead. Finish your rant.
I was so mad because it is not her responsibility. The venin were there already. The wyvern were there already. And Darna was there already. And yes, maybe Theophanie showed up because Violet was there. But again, she has a grudge against Dune and her people, and she has a fascination with Indarna. So who says that she wouldn't have gone there if Violet wouldn't have been there, and Violet wouldn't have been there to save them?
I agreed with you.
I was just so mad at Felix because it's such a fallacy in logic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of took it as Felix doesn't have the information, so he's wrong in that he doesn't have the information about Arik telling her to go there. So he's wrong in that she was making a mistake. He doesn't have the full information, but I think he's right that she needs to be careful about what she's doing because it is about her. In the sense that, Brittany, you're also right because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But at the same time, I understand where he's coming from, telling her, you need to be careful with the decisions you're making because a lot of things hinge on you. And I didn't think that it came from a bad place. I think he was trying to say, like, make sure you think things through.
It felt very accusatory to me, especially when he's like, later on, when they're talking about the next fight, he's like, no, cadets, we're still having to fix the wall from the last time they got involved. It's a fucking war. Property damage is going to happen. Even if they hadn't have been there, the wyvern would have still fell out of the sky once the wards were activated, and they still would have fallen on somebody or on something. And so we're like the Dune Temple people were just lucky that Xaden and Violet were there to kind of protect them.
So I agreed with you on the rant part of it. I was very frustrated with him too, and I wanted to slap him. I think I actually put that in the notes that I wanted to slap him.
You did.
The part that I put that he's probably right, the only part that I grudgingly could have seen was the aspect of if they make a plan and I understand things change as you kind of go about, but if it's something where for one specific person or her own personal stuff that she's changing plans for, that you could end up getting other people killed. So you have to be able to stick to a plan. They have to trust if they've set something in motion that you're going to hold up your end of it. That was the only part on his that I was like, fine, okay, I can see that a little bit. But I was still very frustrated at the way he did it. I thought it was accusatory, and I thought he put way too much responsibility on her that wasn't fair.
Agreed.
He did. But I saw that as he doesn't know any better. And this is actually on Violet to tell him differently. He is being accusatory, but that's because he has no fucking information. And that's just, it's one of those things where it's like, you're getting scolded for something that they have no fucking idea about, so you have to pick your battles. Is Violet gonna waste time and energy arguing with Felix, or is she gonna go practice in the field, which is what she needs to be doing? So I think it's like, it's not wrong that he is being accusatory. It's just that it doesn't have any bearing on anything.
And it felt passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Let's say that Arik never told Violet to go there. She ended up there anyway because she was like, no, I don't know what he's thinking. I'm not doing this. Even if he didn't have that information, he is still putting this destruction and blame on Rhee and Violet.
I guess, but again, I just don't think he has all the information. Even if Arik isn't involved, he wasn't there. So it's really easy. And to your point, it's easy for him to judge not having been there. But again, I just don't think it's that big of a deal. Adult figures bitch at you all the time for stupid shit. You know what I mean?
And I take it very personally. It's one of my triggers. I can't stand for blame to be put somewhere it doesn't belong.
I think it's just like, we're such different people. I just let people bitch and then move on with my life because people will bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would just be like, all right, Felix, and then move on. And that would probably piss him off more, which is one of the things that I love. Just like, all right, whatever you say, you know?
Which brings me to Trissa, and I like her too.
She's infuriating in this section.
I don't really have that much experience with her, but her cadets belong in formation, not in the battle planning.
Yeah, okay, girl, where have you been?
First of all, that bitch is asking for me. I'm gonna be involved.
For real. This is what, like I said, this is where I'm like, okay, have you not been around this whole time? Like, have you not seen what's been going on this whole book? Even, I know she was like at Arisha while some people weren't, but I just feel like it's all going right over her head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they feel a bit like the Irids.
Yeah. Part of my
Damn.
My rant about this was when they were like, no cadets, cadets, they want to keep the cadets out of this. Well, one, all the third years are literally like a month away from graduating. Two, Violet and a bunch of other cadets have been in the Battle of Resin, the Battle of Besgaeth, the fight against Theophanie the first time, the battle at Anka. Like, how much experience does she need for them to finally be like, okay, you can join this if you want?
Yeah. I don't really understand the power play here. Like, I get that in the military, in whatever this kind of military is too, that there are power structures and you have to adhere to them. But in this case, I feel like the people who are involved for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did feel like for Trissa, she kind of had this attitude of like, well, Melgren says we're going to lose. So, we should just give up now. That was that. And then Violet,
that was dumb.
Yeah. Violet points out, well, he only saw one path and it clearly didn't involve 3 marked ones because he can't see those.
Or he could be lying.
He could be lying
for his own self-interest. Just how Violet points out that he can't see everything because of the relics. They don't know that he saw anything at all. He could have just made that shit up and told them that.
Yeah. And it's only when she points out that logic fact point that Trissa's like, cadets don't belong here.
Yeah, she's got her panties in a twist. Maybe she doesn't belong here because, girl, you're missing everything.
Well, speaking of missing, Andarna is gone, and yet Violet is still walking in dreams.
Yep. Which I guess is surprising, but I think we all assumed Andarna would be back. I didn't think she'd be back so soon, but I would think most readers probably didn't think that she was gone. I don't know.
I don't think she left. I think that the bond was masked, maybe even camouflaged, that it's still there. But and maybe Andarna started to leave and realized she couldn't and came back.
Part of me wonders if we talked a lot about Violet having the power of the sky. Part of me wonders, what does that mean? Could that be the dream thing? Could that be her dream signet, the power of the sky? I know that that's unlikely, but because the sky doesn't sound like a dream signet, but I don't know.
I don't know. I think that we have put a lot of emphasis on that power of the sky, and I just don't know
what it means.
Like, is it gonna really be as big of a deal as we seem to think it is?
Yeah.
As the fandom. Because, I mean, if her dragon could channel the sky, because her power comes from Cairn.
Yeah.
Then wouldn't all of his writers have something like that?
Right.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense for power of the sky to come from a dragon. Maybe it's Dune's power that makes it different.
Yeah, I don't know. I keep thinking back to the Arids saying, you gifted her the power of the sky to Andarna. Didn't they say that?
No, they said that she gave her something more dangerous than lightning.
Okay, so maybe I'm thinking of the venin saying that.
The venin did say that.
I'm putting the two together. Okay.
But in this dream, Berwyn says that you lost something I wanted. What is this? Because he's speaking to Xaden. He does not know that Violet is there.
Right.
Yet. What did Xaden lose? I think it was Andarna, but Xaden didn't technically lose Andarna.
This makes me think of instantly the end of the book when Violet gets that ring and she says there was a stone missing from
the Blade of Eratia.
Yeah. And she was like, oh, this must be the one that was missing. It makes me wonder if Berwyn was looking for that stone.
I don't know. Because when they get the Blade of Eratia, well, you assume it's intact. And then she later sees it in Xaden's room with one of the stones missing. And so I think that is when he decided he was going to propose, like, I'm sure he decided a long time before then, but that's like his first action towards making the proposal a reality kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
I was actually a little confused on that too, as far as what they were meaning.
For Xaden.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like it's something that is, I don't know, it feels like something that's right in front of our face, but it's maybe so simple that that maybe we discount it or something. And that's what it felt like. So I really was kind of confused on a lot of that.
Yeah.
So.
But it does seem that...
Unhelpful.
I think it's good.
Does seem that Berwyn is a dream walker as well. He says that he controls the dream. He keeps kind of summoning Xaden. So I wonder what this means for Violet in the future. Will she be able to summon people in their dreams? She can clearly see what they're dreaming. She can meddle in their dreams. She manifests a knife in her dream so she can poof things into existence.
Well, it makes me think of, we discover in this section with Theophanie that Theophanie is not her opposite or whatever, her equal, the other lightning wielder.
Yep.
We discover that she's actually the equal to Lilith. And it makes me wonder, is Berwyn the equal to Violet if she has the dreamwalking signet and he has the dreamwalking signet?
That was so disappointing to me. Like, it felt so anticlimactic when they made it seem like Lilith's power. Because I don't know, maybe was it just me that I felt like Violet's power was somehow stronger than Lilith's and that she was more of a danger and more of a...
Yeah.
And then it felt like in that moment it switched it to where Lilith's was the big deal and Violet's was like...
Y'all... Oh, okay, so Violet's power is stronger. But y'all don't remember the part where Theophanie said there's only one exception to the rule about nature being in balance. Violet will never have an equal. She will never have a dark wielder version of herself unless she turns.
Oh, because she has two signets?
No, because lightning is the only one that doesn't balance.
What?
Yeah.
First of all, I don't remember reading that. Second of all, that's fucking stupid. Why not?
It's in the middle of the... It's in the middle of the battle. A lot of stuff's going on. So Theophanie literally says that lightning is the one signet that can tip the balance either way, good or bad. And so she manifests it good, but she can still turn Dark Wielder and then give them the only light.
But I felt like she was saying Lilith was the big deal. And since Violet wasn't a storm wielder, she was no longer that big of a deal to her. Like, she was like, oh, you're just kind of disappointing now because you're not what I thought you were.
So Theophanie is a stronger storm wielder than Lilith.
Yeah.
Lilith was her balance. But, obviously Theophanie has had centuries to make it better. And by the time that Theophanie was basically like, you're just a lightning wielder, was because she was like, I can't deal with your crap. If I kill you now, I'll just get another chance to get a lightning wielder in another century or so. Because I can't allow you to be on the side of good because you tip the balance in their favor. Because there's only one of you.
Okay. That's not how I read it.
Yeah. Well, I definitely remember that she said that Lilith was the less powerful of the two of them, which, one, how does that make them equal then? And then two, it did feel anticlimactic to Christy's point. Also, I don't understand how lightning is just the one magical one that doesn't fucking have anything to do with magical rules. And
'cause it's the power of the sky?
I guess so.
So is the storm.
Yeah. Like, this is actually pissing me off. How did I miss that when I read it? I don't know, but that actually, I don't know. I felt like up until the point that we get to the battle with Theophanie, this ending section was a little bit disappointing. And that makes it a little more disappointing, I feel. I have many thoughts. I have many ending thoughts that I'll wait for. But we can go back to dream walking for now.
That's understandable. I can see that, but I'm more about the thing I focused on. I didn't even remember half of the battle with Theophany because the thing I focused on the first time was
the end.
Who the brother is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so confusing. And I felt very mean-spirited. Very, very mean-spirited.
The end?
Fucking do that to us. I was like, where the fuck is have you ever watched Elf?
Yeah.
The Christmas movie?
Yeah.
Remember the book that they sell at the beginning where they forget to put the ending in and they're like, nobody's going to fucking need the ending. We need the ending, Yaros. We need the ending. There's a chapter missing from this shit.
Well, after Iron Flame, she gave us the question to ponder of what is Violet's second signet. So now we have the question to ponder or, obsess about is who is the brother?
Yeah.
We have a whole list of questions. Who stole the fucking eggs? Did he actually steal the eggs? There's so many questions. It feels like a homework assignment.
Who stole the eggs is the funniest fucking question.
Just make a shirt. Who stole the eggs?
It sounds like a fucking nursery rhyme or something. I don't know.
Well,
man.
Yeah, because the word fuck is in a lot of nursery rhymes. That was great.
Oh, it's not who stole the eggs, it's who stole the fucking eggs.
The fucking eggs.
Just have some dragon eggs next to it on the t-shirt.
Oh my gosh.
Sells like hotcakes.
There you go. Brittany, that is the next shirt.
Merch incoming, guys. First shirt for the podcast. Who stole the fucking eggs?
We have to do something with poop then.
No, we don't.
Oh yes, the
no,
countdown.
we don't.
Well, the countdown.
It's been 0 days. We'll have to tell Rachel we're making her thing.
One. Remember last episode? I don't think we said poop at all.
I know we didn't. But if I make a t-shirt, the number can't change. And so it's been 0 days since
Poop-mageddon.
I'll have to give Rachel credit for that. But, we just take her design and make it into a t-shirt.
Oh my God. I personally prefer the where are the fucking eggs, but who took the fucking eggs? But okay, I guess if you guys are gonna make me wear a shirt that says poop on it, I guess two against one.
I mean, I said I was gonna make it. I didn't think do I have to?
Wear do we have to wear it?
I'll wear it.
I'll need a Taryn farting out Jack shirt.
You could have him just slightly raised and then Jack's little feet coming out.
Oh my
God. Okay, back to the episode. Okay, so
man.
After they wake up from this dream, they are rudely interrupted by Garrick, who is the worst messenger of all time. Not really. But, he's sent to deliver this message, and his response to what were the exact words? Oh.
I don't know. You gotta bring Bodhi. And it's did they say to bring Bodhi? He said, no, he said to bring your brother. Obviously, that's Bodhi.
Obviously, it's Bodhi.
You should have relayed the message, my guy.
Yeah. Garrick, do you not remember that Xaden is venin? You know this? You know this.
To be fair, I don't expect Garrick to know who the quote-unquote brother is if it's not Bodhi, but he could have said the actual message.
Yeah. And the whole let Drathus stand thing, and oh yeah, by the way, they didn't mention anything about your sister.
Yeah. So,
but anyway, they all go. They make this plan to get Jack. They bring Bodhi, Brennan. I loved Violet's response to Theophany when she's like, you didn't bring who I asked. She's like, you said brothers.
Yeah, you didn't
Be
more specific. Yeah, you weren't really that clear, okay? This is the problem with having a villain monologue. You have to be fucking specific, bitch.
Now, Mira does end up getting her throat slit.
Oh, man. My immediate response was, what the fuck? I like put the book down and I was like, what the fuck is happening? Because I was in denial up to the point that her throat was slit. Like, I was like, nah, this isn't going to happen. And then it happens and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? There's so much left for Mira to do. What do you mean she got her throat slit? And then when she inevitably lives, I was more angry because Yaros needs to stop doing that.
Yeah, she does have a tendency to scare us. But to me, that makes it scarier for Mira in the future.
Oh, God. No.
She did that to Liam, where she almost killed him, and then by the end of Fourth Wing, he was dead.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
And according to Rebecca Yarros, in Book 4, somebody we love will be leaving us in Book 4.
Someone will be leaving us in Book 4? You mean the brother, possibly? The person that... But does that mean leaving us?
Dying? I was trying not to say that they are dying. She said that somebody won't make it.
What are her exact words?
Yeah, right. Because Xaden could be switching somewhat to venin, therefore he is dying in his current form.
I don't remember
trust her.
I don't remember her exact words.
Yaros is a tricky bitch, just like you.
Yep. Say it, Christy. Fucking say it, because I don't care what the hell she says at this point. At this point, I'm like, don't even include her words. You know? Don't even include them.
I don't remember her exact words, but it was something along the lines of they won't make it. I think they were supposed to die in Book 2, and she saved them.
She saved them. So she saved them who almost died.
And
in Book 2?
Well, Book 2. She could have rewritten the whole scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Okay. Again, that tricky shit. Know. I know just as much as y'all do, so...
Yeah, at this point, we're caught up, but...
Keep going.
Either way, I just don't know about this. It could be her saying they won't make it. What could that mean in 1,000 different ways, you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
She did say
she could change her mind.
She could change her mind. Hopefully she will, because if it's Riddick, the entire fandom will revolt.
Yeah, she better not. Mm-mm.
But anyway, back to Mira, throat being cut, and Brennan starts healing her, but he doesn't have enough power to heal her, which is so confounding to me because it's a slit throat. Like, it's not a complex injury. He healed he healed an entire ward stone, and he can't sew up a slit throat?
Okay.
It's like the bear bet all over again.
Yeah. I was about to say, I'm going to ignore it's not a complex injury.
In regards to, like, say if you broke a bone, that is more complex because you have little pieces of bone to put back together.
My thoughts are,
I'm sure Amber might say something different.
He literally, okay, let me put it,
the most ridiculous face.
Let me put it into context with this. Violet got stabbed with a poison dagger, and he was able to mend her. Same type of injury and poison.
But here are my thoughts on it. I get what you're saying. The point about him being able to mend a wardstone but not mend Mira is a good point. However, I think that her being slit at the throat and cutting a very major vein or artery, I don't know, whichever, I think it's hard for him to keep up. It's not necessarily that he can't mend it, it's that she's dying faster than he can mend it.
Did it mention that it cut the artery? You can slit your throat without
Does she have to mention it for it to be clear in the book?
I'm pretty sure if she didn't nick the artery, then there wouldn't have been an issue.
Yeah. If they hadn't really slit it, then we would have known. But I think the idea is that Mira is dying faster than he can keep up with.
Yeah.
I can
And so
sort
he
of
keeps
see that,
healing and
but
healing, and then she's dying
literally
over and over. Yeah.
we, cauterize the wound. That's what we do in real life.
You can't cauterize a slit throat, Brittany.
You can cauterize the artery.
Okay. I want you to know how ridiculous this is. This conversation that we're having right now. I want you to understand this is ridiculous. The parapet
going to be on TikTok one day because somebody's going to get their throat slit in front of her and she's going to run up with some flame and shove it in their head.
I did not hear a word you just said.
That's it. You're going to end up on TikTok one day because somebody's going to get their throat slit in front of you and you're going to shove a flame into their head.
We don't live in a magical world. But again, they do cauterize arteries.
Brittany, when you are a doctor and you can heal a slit throat, you tell me what you're supposed to do. But I am not a doctor, and Brendan is a mender, and he did his best. He did his fucking best, Brittany. And she's fine. So ultimately, it's okay.
I'm just saying.
I really hope we hear from some fans. I really hope we get some comments on this one because this one's nuts. Oh my god.
I thought that about the parapet too, but
the parapet, I could see someone making an argument there, but this one, I don't know, guys.
Sure, whatever. Sure.
Oh my god.
Anyway, thankfully, Sloane and Dane do show up to help Brennan along since he's not powerful enough to heal this little cut.
This little cut.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
But out of it, we get one of the best scenes.
Okay.
Sorry, Mira. At your expense. We get Hot Dane.
Dane. Oh. Eyes here.
No, there's something about competency. Have you ever heard of a competency kink? It screamed at me during this. I was reading it and I was like, good Lord, what am I reading? So good. Something about him very, very calmly telling her what to do in this moment, walking her through it, end my life. I am not a Dane supporter, but wow. Oh my god.
What about his, I'm gonna hurt you. Don't I know it?
Oh,
Lord.
My god, it was so good. Brittany. Brittany. Oh, I don't want to be this girl.
I actually saw where you're coming from on that. I could definitely start to get behind.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I was upset with myself, okay? Although Brittany did say she was like, I was texting Brittany about this because I didn't know if you were finished or not, although you absolutely were and I didn't realize. But she was like, yeah, with one sentence, she turned everyone who was against Dane back for Dane. And I do want to clarify, this is not the reason that I all of a sudden like Dane, okay? When we were reading that same scene, after he does his whole magic sexy eyes at Sloane.
What is this?
Magic sexy eyes with the finger waves.
That's another shirt.
Afterwards, Violet or maybe Xaden makes a point to say, how much do we trust him? Because
Xaden.
Okay, it was Xaden, who they point out how much we trust Dane in this moment, because he sees Garrick walking. What's the word? Time walking? What's the word?
Distance wielding.
Distance wielding. Thank you. So, obviously, she's like, I don't know how much we trust him, but I have to hand it to Dane. Throughout this whole book, and especially in this scene, he does not question a thing. He just says, hey, fill me in later. And it's such a leap from what we saw before. So
Oh, yeah.
that especially was what made me go, okay, like, he's clearly on our side, and I have to hand it to him for that.
There is a moment later on when Bodhi is fighting in the air above everybody. There's a storm going on, so they're supposed to be grounded, and Ghislaine launches after him. And then she notes that Kath followed. And she's like, I guess Dane really doesn't care about the rules anymore.
Yeah, I read that and was like, yep, it seems like he's fully in on their side at this point, which I'm glad.
Me too.
And I like Sloane a lot. And I'm here for it. Although she is definitely still in her enemy phase.
Oh, yeah.
She's probably fighting that so hard.
During the battle planning, there's a moment when everybody's in there yelling their thoughts out at each other. And some douchebag says something that Sloane goes after him.
Oh, yeah.
And Dane steps in and is like, nope. And she like hits him. And then
I ship it so hard.
Yeah. Dane and Sloane are one of my new ships. I think I'm going to ship Kat because I was shipping her with Dane before.
Same. But
maybe Halden.
Wait, Kat and Dane?
Yeah, there was a brief moment they had where I was like, oh, I like this dynamic.
She would eat his ass alive in one way.
I think you said that last time we discussed it.
Did I?
Yeah, you're consistent at least. You're consistent.
Really? I don't think that Halden would be a good match for her, but it would give her the power she craves.
True.
Probably like Garrick and Kat.
No, what about Imogen?
Imogen and Garrick.
Yeah, what about Imogen?
Imogen is totally going after Garrick. I'm gonna ship Bodhi.
They are meant to be.
And
I kind of liked, and I know Mira's already with like whoever, but I actually liked Imogen and Mira.
Oh, yeah. You know, that's funny you say that because Rachel was like, I don't care what anyone says, Imogen and Mira are lesbians. And you know what? The way that they're stylized in the book, I get it. And also, Mira's kind of butch, you know? But I don't know. That's not necessarily... What if they're bi?
That's fine. But I just thought personality-wise, how awesome would they be together? Like, badass-wise. I don't know.
I could see them being a power couple for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't get past the fact that Imogen has been in love with Garrick for a long time.
No, same. So I can't get past that. But
all I can see.
I could see that ship being a really big fandom ship, though. Like Imogen and Mira, yes.
Yeah.
And for me, it's Drake and Mira. But
Riddick... Maybe Sawyer and Kat. Oh, never mind. Jacinia. Crap. Fuck. Whatever.
I really like Mira canonically as a lesbian, so if she ends up with Drake, I won't be disappointed, but I kind of like her as a lesbian.
At the very least, she would have to be bi, because she said in book 1 that she was into guys.
Yeah. Although I can headcanon her as a lesbian if I so wish.
You can.
But another thing that I wanted to point out, since we mentioned how Dane is kind of in our good graces now, Brennan, I gave him a lot of shit. I'm still not sure what he's hiding. I still think he's hiding things. But he has proven me wrong, and I'm glad. And I will say that for the record.
Which, going back to Brennan, because we totally forgot to talk about this, going on my little wound rant thing. Violet notices that there is no rune or scar or whatever after Sloane siphons power from Dane to Brennan.
So I noticed that too. I put it in the notes. That has got to be the answer, right? Like that has to be the answer to reversing the venin issue, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Like it.
I don't know. Violet clearly thinks that this rune came about because of siphoning. But I'm not sure. Because they do make Violet does say, I don't know anybody who's been mended this far into, or this wounded in battle.
Yeah.
Except for maybe Brennan, who was reported dead and
Right.
was mended.
Well, it makes me wonder, the way that she describes it in the book is she notices that neither Brennan nor Dane have the mark on them. And Dane's arm was gray from siphoning. From venin.
From venin, yeah. And it's still gray. She's saying that a new mark didn't appear. At least that's
why would a new mark appear?
Because I have a feeling that Violet thought that the mark on Brennan's hand was because Naelin siphoned. So she was just making this assumption. That was at least how I read it.
Hold on. I wrote down, let me read it real quick. She says, and I watch as Brennan walks away. Weird. There's no mark at the back of his neck like he carries on his palm. There hadn't been one on Dane's wrist either, which is where the mark was, the venin mark.
It was, but the way I read it was that there isn't a new mark, like the scar on his palm.
I see.
But it could be the way that you read it as well.
I read it as... I see what you're saying now. I definitely could have misread this. I read this as the mark on Brennan. There's no mark on the back of his neck like he carries on his palm. So there's no mark where Sloane touched him. And there hadn't been one on Dane's wrist either. Okay, I see what you're saying here. I don't know why I interpreted this as the venin mark went away, which to me instantly clicked as Sloane was able to even out something in the power balance, the magical balance. Because she's able to add and take away, it would make a lot of sense if you could counteract the venin issue.
It's something they haven't tried. They did say that they were going to try to push the magic back into the earth at the spot or to mend the spot. But what if Sloane is able to take the magic that he took and put it back in the earth?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, these are all questions that I would like answered. Well, I don't know. Maybe I was thinking a little too much of what happened. But damn, I really thought that this was kind of a glimpse into what could be. I don't know. I also had the thought that, when Brennan was mending Mira, was he thinking of Naelin?
Yeah, could be.
I mean, maybe he couldn't mend her flesh wound because he was, nervous to lose another loved one.
Sorry, the way you said that, I just had a flashback to episode 1 of this season where you were like, mend me.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Well, another thing we didn't mention before about Mira's death was that Violet does tell Malik he cannot have her. And she does live. And Christy just reminded me that she did that with another character.
What character?
Liam, during War Games.
Oh no, I remember that. Oh my god.
And I was like, well, damn, that does not look good for Mira, does it?
That's unfortunate, but I know we still have a lot left of Mira. I just don't know what it is.
I think if she dies, she's going to die at the end.
Yeah, I could see that. Because there's so many things that we have unanswered from her right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Jack fucking Barlow.
Okay, was it a little disappointing to you guys that he just died and nothing else happened?
He didn't die.
Yeah. What?
Did he not?
He didn't die.
I thought they stuck him off or something.
At first I thought he didn't die, but then later I thought it was implied that he did.
So they show up in the Rybersterd chest. Jack, he's sedated. Theophanie throws a knife at him and they shut the door before she can kill him. And then Garrick distance wields him away.
Oh, that's right.
What?
And that's the distance wielding that Dane saw.
I don't know why I thought that her knife landed.
Me too.
Huh. We suck at reading.
It was a lot of stuff.
This is our job.
It was a lot going on.
There was a lot going on. the whole section is just action after action after action. It's like I can barely keep up with where everybody is, all the names. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, at first I thought that too. Like at first I thought that he did not die and that he was just hanging there. But then I thought there was something that made me think, oh, he's dead. But that's interesting. So he's
Garrick distance walks him
still
out.
there. Huh.
So where did he go? Panchek claims later on that he's the only way that Berwin can have access to his son. But, you know, obviously...
Son being Jack?
Yeah.
Why do you... What? How do you know that?
I'm confused about a lot of this stuff. It doesn't make sense. They're throwing out a lot of fucking words that just don't match. I mean...
Wait, why is Jack his son?
I'm thinking because he's the sage and those are his children to mentor, and that's why they're brothers.
So you are making an assumption.
Yes, I am making an assumption.
Okay, I need you to stop saying things like you just know exactly what's going on because it's making me feel insane. Okay. I was like, what? How do you know that? What are you talking about? Because I was also questioning
but
who
it's
the fuck
the only,
is the son.
It's the only person Panchek would have access to.
Because that's the thing, though, because if that's the case and that really is true, then his fucking brother could be like Billy Bob from down the street. If that's the case, then it's just...
It is any venin who Berwin is their sage for, but Xaden does make some very poignant, I don't know if I said that right, remarks to tell us that, you know, this person is somebody that Xaden knows and is important to Xaden.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, Jack is still fucking alive, I guess.
He is.
My God.
I wonder where Garrick put him, though, because hopefully he didn't give him back to Bezgaev.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like he went back there, but we don't know that for sure.
Yeah, because we don't also know if Garrick if he got maybe caught or something.
Yeah, we don't know yet. He could be the brother, but I don't know. Seems unlikely.
And you would think it was Bodhi, but Bodhi seems too easy. It seems like that's too much, like, too expected, right?
I feel like either Bodhi or Garrick feels too obvious, but...
I had the same thoughts. But before we get into the brother talk, let's talk about Theophanie.
Yeah, let's talk about that bitch.
First of all, she goes on this rant about Berwin going... He spills he tells Jack too much and Jack spills too many of his secrets and I'm going to tell you how to defeat your worst nightmare about being drained on the ground and tell you about your mom and all these other things. And I'm like, why are you spilling your mouth? Like, what?
Again, classic villain monologue. Like, You can't be doing that shit. You gave yourself away.
Pinky in the brain.
Yep, you got too big for your britches.
I have another thought that y'all might be like, Brittany, you're making this too easy or whatever about the parapet. So,
oh God,
if she's draining the ground and all you have to do is be on drained land in order to not be drained.
Wait, what? What'd you say, Christy?
It's like Tremors, the movie.
Oh my God.
I tried to get Lily to watch that while we were at the library.
You have to, the first one, don't watch the rest of them. You have to watch the first one.
Okay.
It is hilarious. Oh my God.
The first one is good. The second one and the third one are not good, but they're hilarious.
Really? Okay. I'll try those.
So literally the worms, the graboids, evolve into ass blasters.
What?
Spoiler.
Wait. Did you say ass blasters?
Yes, because they fart methane and then set it on fire.
That is my kind of movie. Perfect. I know what I'm watching this weekend.
You know, sometimes I wonder who is listening to us because, like, what is the audience here?
Anyway, it's a great movie. I love it. I mean, it's not great. It's just It's hilarious. The first one has
Yes.
Reba McEntire in it.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
And what's his name?
Kevin
Kevin
Bacon,
Kevin Bacon.
Corey Feldman.
Fred
Bacon.
Ward.
Right, yeah. Yeah. It's got a ton of people in it. It's very good.
Yeah. I tried to get her to suggest it for Bad Movie Night.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, off topic again. So they have this, like, if you are safe on drained land, then as the venin is draining it, why not just jump over the line and be on the drained land? And they're like, poof!
I was
I'm-
kind of thinking that, but like, I guess the logic is she's in the process of draining it. I don't know. It's not great magic laws.
Yeah.
I agree with you there. I don't think that's
Cool.
wrong. I'm kind of there with you.
Yeah.
I think, but again, I think it's just not Rebecca Yarros' strong suit. She's actually surprisingly good with action sequences and really good at creating a scene and dialogue and stuff like that. But romance characters are great. Like she can build a world. But I think she has trouble with keeping its rules in place. You know what I mean?
This
And
is
this is
her
her
first
first-
fantasy.
Yeah, this is her first fantasy series, so I think it's fair. I think it's hard to build such a vast world that, like she has and figure out all the intricacies, you know? We can criticize her, but
It's hard. It's hard.
we can criticize her a lot, but that's something that's really hard to do. And when I criticize Rebecca Yarros, I don't mean that in malicious ways, even though it might sometimes come out that way, because I can be very matter of fact. But
Same with
I
Zodiac Academy. That wasn't
yeah,
brilliantly written, but you know.
But Rebecca Yarros is a good
Yeah.
writer. I think that it may sound like I don't give her enough credit, and that's not the case. I think that the world she's created is fantastic, and I want to keep reading it, you know? I just think sometimes she struggles with certain things, and that's fair because she's created a lot to keep up with, you know?
Now, Theophanie, we discussed earlier, is the balance, or Lilith was the balance to Theophanie. She's actually a storm wielder. But as we know, these venin tend to have more than one power. So I feel like she distance walked at the beginning of the book. So she may have
it
distance
seems that way.
And there's this moment in the book where she says, you worry for the shadow wielder. And I was like, does she read minds? Because she didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was wondering, like, is this bitch an intrinsic too?
This is the point when Bodhi is with her and they're talking to Theophany, which I was really surprised that Bodhi was the one in the scene with her. But then I realized it was because they thought that he could reverse her power, which I'm surprised it doesn't work on them. But I guess because they're venin.
I'm mad that it doesn't work because
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. If
all the other signets work,
if nature likes
balance,
everything in balance, then he is supposed to be the balance. And why does it balance things out if it works on the writers and not the venin? Now, I could see that maybe she's just so powerful, so up in the level, that maybe it doesn't work on her the way that Andarna's fire didn't work on her, but it worked on the Asum. But
maybe.
But that's still stupid because otherwise the Asum's power shouldn't work against the higher level.
Something's not adding up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I did theorize in the notes that what if she also had this kind of balance where something about her power makes his power not work on just her?
That's a lot of signets that she's got then. Then that would mean she would have like an ultimate signet or something. Because if you're talking about...
See, the thing is they have signets, but I kind of like, they're stealing magic from the earth. Do they get to mold it into whatever they want it to be? Or how does that work?
I don't know. That feels like that would make them unstoppable. at that point. If truly they could have every signet out there, they would just have to mold it. Then how would they possibly be able to stop them?
It makes me wonder, is there a signet that can take and give signet?
I would think that Bodhi's would be that, though. That it counters signets and maybe...
I mean, can take one from someone and give it to another.
Oh.
Yeah.
So kind of like siphoning, but yeah.
More of the ability as opposed to the power, which I don't know how that would work because that is largely dependent on the dragon. But if they're not operating off of dragon magic, then maybe it could be possible to do something like that.
Yeah. Like, what's his name from Heroes?
My Hero.
Well, Heroes.
All for One.
The TV show where they have powers.
Oh, I said the nerdy option and you said the normal option.
Well, I mean, it's a nerdy option too. It was.
I just thought that you immediately thought of it too because we watched My Hero with the anime club.
Yeah,
kids
I didn't really pay
at
attention
work.
to it. I did not pay attention to it.
There's a major villain in My Hero whose whole thing is that he can take signets away from people, well, quirks, and give them to other people. And it kind of backfires on some because he gives some people a ton of quirks or signets, whatever you want to call the power. But yeah.
The guy I'm thinking of in Heroes is... I forget his name, but he was the guy who was after the cheerleader and you had to save the cheerleader. But he would go into people's brains and it basically steal their power and then they died.
Oh.
I think eventually he was able to give other people powers, but I don't remember because it was a really long time ago and I stopped watching it after the first season.
It sounds like it's similar though.
That was when they had the strike, and there was like a year between the first and second season. And by the time they started it back, it was kind of...
Momentum was lost.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
There was a character named Hiro, Hiro.
Funny, I was just talking to Rachel about a Shakespeare character named Hero. I thought it was Hiro, and it's not. It's regular Hero. Anyway, back to Theophanie and Bodhi.
She claims that the venin are very careful with their words. Oh, well, you said about Bodhi. There is a part where she does try to get underneath Bodhi's skin. And I thought it was very funny that she says...
Don't you want the crown? He was like, we don't have crowns.
We don't have a crown. He said, you don't know me well enough to try and fuck with my head. I'm doing exactly what I've always wanted. Protecting my cousin, my provenance. And Theophanie goes, and her.
No, Brittany. No.
I think you're reading into it.
No, I get it. I do, because I see what you're saying, but I refuse to believe it. I refuse.
I mean, what if Zodi? I put Xaden and Bodhi together.
Zodi. What? She can't have two?
I mean, she did say, what if I chose the wrong cousin? I'm just saying.
She didn't.
Well, there is a part where Theophanie says that she needs to take Violet so that she won't disappoint him.
Yeah, which it's assumed to be Berwyn, but it's not.
She says very specifically, I wouldn't answer that full.
Yeah.
So, could it be General Daramore?
Or could it be Nailin? I don't know. I'm still wondering what's going on with the Nailin thing. Like, I feel like there's so many unanswered questions there.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel
like Daramore Nailin? She
says that only a few venin are older than her. So...
Oh, so it probably wouldn't be Nailin. But, what a shame. I wish people could see us working through this, you know?
That's what the video is for.
That's what Patreon is for, and that's why you should sign up for our Patreon. But
to watch us confused?
Yeah, to watch us get confused. But sometimes I feel like especially me, like my voice doesn't always convey just how fucking lost I am. I don't know. But yeah, I keep wondering what's going on with Naelin because we still don't have any answers. And if Daramore is not Naelin, why don't we know more about Daramore already? Seems kind of late in the game.
I know I said at this point in the war, they shouldn't be having a class. Not that they shouldn't be learning history, but they shouldn't have a class on it. But this is something they should, like the scribes especially, should be looking into.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was going to say, I'm really glad that Queer, I probably said it wrong, but Bodhi's dragon came and snatched him out of the battle because she was like, get out of here, go. You're like, she's going to come after you or she's going to kill you. And he wasn't like, listening.
Yeah, he's like, fuck my promise.
No, for real. And so his dragon is like, nope, we're getting out of here.
Although
like,
he
yes,
didn't
thank you.
take him back to be safe like Violet thought. He took him to the battle at the city.
Unfortunately, but, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, and he ends up getting really hurt. Poor Cuir. I don't remember how the audiobook pronounced it.
Queer?
Coors.
I think it was like cure or something.
Cure.
But I don't know.
Oh, why didn't I think of that?
She does talk about the venin do lie, and she's like, Xaden is a good actor. He doesn't actually love you because we can't feel love anymore. And she says, you're lying. I would know. I'm wondering, is this I would know because I know my man? Or is this I would know because I found a pattern of 3 in books? From last episode.
Pattern of 3?
What?
Remember when she was sitting in the...
I remember.
And she was reading and she goes, that makes 3.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with her lying?
Yeah.
She said that our kind doesn't feel what you call love. And she says, you're lying. I would know. But
so you're thinking it has to do with the 3s?
I'm thinking that there was 3 examples of a venin acting in the best interest of their loved one.
I see.
Okay.
And that's why she knows that they can feel love.
I see. I mean, that could be it. It seems like a stretch, but maybe.
Fine.
Only because we don't have that much information.
I know.
But that is a reasonable take. Maybe.
All right, well...
More reasonable than the throat thing.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever. Anyway, speaking of horrible wounds, let's talk about Imogen and Quinn.
Oh.
No, I don't want to.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god. I feel bad, but at first when I started reading it, I was not very affected by Quinn's death. But then as Imogen kind of started recounting her family and how she was feeling about it, it got very personal. You know, like Quinn as a character is not super
on the page.
Yeah. But for Imogen to become emotional, it felt hard. Like I did tear up a little bit and just my heart went out. That was so sad.
Yeah.
I felt the same way. I was not emotionally attached to Quinn, but watching it through Imogen's eyes and seeing how much it hurt Imogen was hard.
It definitely was.
Yeah. And I love that she and Glenn, is it Glenn?
I think.
That they're keeping kill counts. That felt very Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
I put that in the notes too.
Very much like that.
Legolas and Gimli. Absolutely is what I thought of too.
Yes. That doesn't count. I wounded it first. Well, you didn't kill it though.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I put that in the notes and I was like, that only counts as 1. Still only counts as 1.
Yeah. I actually throughout all of this, the different with Rhiannon's and then now with Imogen's, the different viewpoints. I love the dragon aspect of it. She just does such a great job with the personalities.
She does.
Rhiannon's dragon was so dry sarcasm.
Love it.
Said with a straight face and everything, kind of dry sarcasm.
It reminded me of Tarn, but like more, I don't know. Tarn has like a funnier way to him, but her dragon is so like dry.
Taryn is more grouchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the curmudgeon, I think is what y'all called him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that fits, although I was fucking cracking up when Sigale whips Violet through the air at Taryn. And she calls herself a flailing drunkard held hostage by physics.
I was like, not Sigale grabbing her and then dropping her again.
Yeah. Her showing up and Violet's like, no, you should be with Xaden. And she's like, I agree. Here.
You're right. Bye.
Oh, and can we talk about Riddick freezing a wyvern like
that
upside
was crazy.
down?
They even Rhiannon was like, did he just? And I had no idea what was going on for a second. I thought he was gonna like slit the wyvern open from the bottom with a sword or something. But then he like put his hands up, and I was like, oh, "What? It's the orange, but with a wyvern."
Oh, that was so cool. That whole scene I thought was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's
I
a
love
good one.
When Violet is let's kill their makers, and then Taryn with let's. Oh, this needs to be a movie. I need to see this as a movie because I was
or a TV show
getting chills. Yeah, I'm good with whatever as long
TV
as
show
they've
would
got
be
the
great.
budget to do it right.
Yes, TV show would be great. And then Arik, so much was going on with him in the background.
Okay. Back the fucking train up here. Okay, that was great with the additional soldiers, whatever. Did they fucking need a Google Maps? Did it give them a wrong turn? How
I think
the fuck
so.
did they get so fucking lost? Are you kidding with this shit? Like,
to be fair, they haven't been to the continent in over 200-300 years. Plus, I think. I can't remember when was the last time they came. But
I mean, they don't have GPS. They need someone who knows the land, and they don't know the land.
They don't have dragons.
Yeah.
Or griffin.
Yeah. You know how you saw Wrong Turn.
They probably
it
had
does
the
not
maps.
take much.
They got maps.
They probably had the Kraken just dragging their boat along.
Oh my god.
That whole thing, I was like, are you fucking a wrong turn? A wrong turn. Like, oh, my bad. All right, guys, turn the caravan around.
You know,
let's try this. Like, no.
It happens, man. It happens.
But, I mean, you bring up a good point about Arik. He's doing a lot of this stuff in the background. He goes to get the reinforcements from Zelna. He goes and tells Sloane to go out there. He saves Mira's life by doing that. But he also gives Violet his mail. And she's like, what the fuck?
Again, with Violet not recognizing him trying to lead her a certain way. Again, he gives her mail in the middle of battle, and she's like, all right, puts it in her back pocket. Like, girl, read it. Look at it a little bit. It's just so unlike Violet to me. I know that it's for the sake of the plot, but wow.
She was
you were a scribe.
She was in the middle of her sister dying, to be fair.
That's fair, but don't you think if someone did something like that in the middle of your sister dying?
Yeah,
she also was waiting for Brennan to hurry his ass up and fix her. She had a couple minutes to crack it open and see what it said.
I was going to say, she did kind of read it in the middle of battle, like, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
Let me take a minute and read this.
I just think if someone hands you something that is probably important while something awful is happening, don't you think you would look at it for a minute?
Yeah.
Just glance at it. I don't know. It's just a minor bitch of mine, but
I mean, it's kind of the same thing I felt about with Felix and Trissa at the beginning of this section, kind of downplaying Violet and kind of brushing her off because she's a cadet, and she is kind of doing the same thing to Arik here because he's just a first year. So, yeah.
Also, Glaine and Imogen flying at 90 degrees. Can we talk about that just briefly? Because what the fuck? I don't know if you guys caught that while you were reading.
Yeah.
But she has to flatten against her dragon and hold on for your life. And Glaine does not give a fuck. Glaine is like, I'm doing this. Sorry. Like, you're going to have to get over it.
I think
And
Imogen's
just like,
Imogen was like, at least give me a warning. Come on.
Yeah.
And Glaine was like, did you fall off? No, I didn't. Bond a whiner.
Glaine's like, did you die? Okay. But did you die?
But going back to Imogen, we also learned something about her.
We got a second signet. She's basically tough.
She is. And I want to point back to when they went to Sawyer right before they did the Wardstone thing. And he said, I can't think of a single earth or rock wielder in our history. So her signet is so rare, they don't even fucking know about it.
And we were talking about how we were like, come on, somebody has to be, right?
Yeah.
It's Imogen. Why wouldn't she tell them? Like, come on, Imogen. At this point, everyone's sharing everything. I mean, Xaden's a venin.
Well, Dane now knows. So,
yeah. So, but either way, super cool. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
And it made me think of Toph in the show covering her body in rocks as like a shield. It's so cool. Love it.
I wonder if she can turn anything into stone or
if she has to have stone because she's on that that building that has stone, right? So like it made me wonder, does she have to work with what she has or can she manifest it? Like the ice wielding.
Yeah, I would be interested to learn more about this.
Yeah.
But I know we've talked about this before, but I did want to bring it up because I had this thought today because I was thinking about Imogen's second signet. There are people out there who think that all the dragons who have second signet riders are previously bonded to an ancestor of their rider. But I went back and I read the Iron Flame section where they were talking about it, and they were like, it either manifests in a second signet or craziness. There is no non-option.
Right.
So
the other option is you're crazy. You either have a second signet or you're crazy.
Yeah. So if this is the case, then Bodhi has to have a second signet, which I do think he does.
Same.
But if he doesn't, then it's got to be from the relics.
I see. Yeah. I wonder what his second signet is and why we haven't seen it yet. You think we would have seen it by now?
Yeah. I mean, you would have
major battles.
I mean, to be fair, the people who have second signets that we know about, they are Xaden has shadows and he's an intrinsic. So it's like a mind and a physical one. Although Garrick doesn't meet that rule because he has two physical ones, sort of.
Right.
If you can call distance walking a physical one. I think it is. It's not a mind one. I don't think so. But anyway, I was just thinking about that. And I was like, I feel like this is more evidence that it has to be from the relics and not from them all magically somehow having a dragon with an ancestor who bonded in the past.
Maybe so.
All right, let's talk about Xaden's chapter.
Okay.
Where we do learn that he has a new brother.
Yes. And he has channeled not just a little bit.
Not just a little bit.
A lot.
Yeah, he is officially an ASIM at the end of this book. And it's not looking good.
Is anybody else disappointed by that?
I kind of felt like it was coming.
Yeah, I mean, they hint at it happening the whole book, but maybe it's the rose-colored glasses in me. I just wanted a better ending. The last book ended this way, too. And I think that's why it feels kind of lame, is like, the last book ends with him being a venin. This book ends with him being a venin. You know what I mean? And I just feel like, are we not going to get something more out of this? Like, I'm just supposed to suffer until they find a cure? I don't know.
I mean,
maybe I'm being a negative Nancy.
He did marry Violet. We technically
nobody remembers
that. But
okay, but if he married her at that point, then he's still capable of love. He's still capable of reason beyond the venin shit. So that points
seems to be
something there that there's hope.
I think there's hope. I think
there's definitely hope. It's about them.
They will definitely cure him eventually. It just may not be till the 5th book. Sadly.
Yeah, it's
right.
Just, my God.
I hope
and
not.
I think why he channels is a big part of it too, because he's not channeling for want of power. He's channeling to save others.
Yeah.
He channeled in Iron Flame to save Violet, and he channeled in this book to save Sigale.
To save them. Well, yeah, and them all.
Well, yeah, but it was mostly for Sigale.
It was definitely triggered by Sigale.
I know, but to say save them all, it sounds more epic, so.
You're like, guys.
He did it for his women.
I agree, Christy.
But anyway, he says, I glance past Berwyn, past Sigale and the venin to my new brother and the unconscious dragon lying in the valley beyond the canyon, guarded by 7 wyvern. How could he do this? Emphasis on he. Choose this after watching me stumble and fall over the last 5 months. How could he willingly walk the path I fought like hell to leave? He's the last person I ever would have expected to turn, and yet here we are.
So it has to be somebody who knew he was venin from the get-go.
Yes, that is the prevailing theory. I have another thought. You can watch somebody struggle without knowing what they're struggling with.
I don't know. The way that it read is like they knew what he was going through.
That is the prevailing thought.
How could he willingly walk the path I've fought like hell to leave? He's the last person I ever would have expected to turn, and yet here we are. How could he do this, choosing this after watching me stumble over the last 5 months? I don't know. I know that you said it was too easy to be, and I kind of agree that it's too easy to be like Bodhi or Garrick, but it really feels like one of them, just because the 2 people that are closest to Xaden would have to be either Bodhi or Garrick, but I'm trying to think of who else it could be. I don't know.
Who knew? What's the full list of who knew from almost the get-go?
This is why Brittany made that list.
Garrick, Bodhi, Imogen, Violet are the only ones that knew from the absolute beginning, depending on when Xaden told Brennan.
You think it could be Brennan? You really think? I know one of you guys said that earlier.
I think he's on my list. Nobody is off my list. If you're a male, you're on the list. No, I'm just kidding. But, I mean, a lot of people.
You know, though, Bodhi would track because he's getting frustrated that he wouldn't let him fight.
Yeah.
That he kept trying to kind of hold him back. So it would track that he would make a bad mistake.
I think it's Garrick based on the fact that at the end, he tells Imogen that he's out of power and it's not over at that point. And I feel like if anyone would do it and Xaden be shocked about it, it would have to be Garrick.
So are you saying that he did it to get power to save them, kind of like Xaden?
That is my thought. Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a point made that he's out of power. He's pushed himself to the point that it's too much.
I don't know. Let's talk about the Bodhi possibility real quick, and then we'll talk about the Garrick possibility.
All right.
So Rebecca Yaros did say that it's somebody who is feeling like they haven't been given enough. This entire book, you know, Bodhi has been, I want to be out there fighting.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's fair.
And he's being held back so that he can be the next Duke of Tyrrendor after Xaden falls.
True.
And a lot of people think that because Xaden ends up marrying Violet at the end of this so that he makes her the Duchess and gives her Tyrrendor instead of leaving it to Bodhi.
Oh, yes.
That he's the brother.
Yeah.
But that would happen after Bodhi turns.
That's what
the sequence of events.
He makes her the person that takes it over because he knows Bodhi can't.
Gotcha.
That's good.
I don't like this theory because I don't want it to be Bodhi.
Yeah, it's logical and I don't like it. It's logical and I'm going to pretend it is not real.
Now, for Garrick, he is missing at the end of this book. He is out of power. And if you pay attention to the various POV chapters, you can see some of them kind of overlap. So that also puts Bodhi potentially on the field after Imogen.
He's throwing up, I remember.
Yeah, he's throwing up. Or is he channeling?
On
On the field.
God, I hope not.
During this time that Xaden is meeting with Berwin. Because at the end of Imogen's chapter, she says she sees the sky darkening. And Xaden says that he sees Imogen looking up at the sky.
I see.
So, if that were the case, then both Bodhi, potentially Bodhi, depending on when that takes place, but definitely Garrick is with Imogen when that darkening happens, so that it could not be Garrick. But he is missing at the end. And I think that if he's so shocked by who this person is, it's probably going to be either Garrick or Bodhi.
Yeah.
But I also think that's too obvious.
I agree.
Garrick is a red herring.
Yeah.
It would make sense. It does make more logical sense, given our clues, that it would be Bodhi.
But also,
I just really don't want it to be.
But also, it could be Brennan. Or, I don't think it can be Dane, because when he's doing his whole little shadow thing, he does mention Dane specifically. But it could be Arik. We don't know where he is.
I thought about Arik, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that, Xaden would be like, no, you have to lead the country. And this is, how could you?
I don't
see it's Arik, though.
Yeah, I can't see him as being someone who doesn't feel like he has enough power.
And I don't think he would care about him enough, because that's not somebody that Xaden loves.
That too?
Well, it doesn't say Xaden loves him.
I thought it did.
Just said
that he cared about.
It just
somebody
implies that.
Yeah, somebody who he thought would be the last person to ever turn.
It says, how could he do this? Choose this after watching me stumble and fall over the last 5 months. How could he walk the path I've fought like hell to leave? So it's not said that it's someone he cares about deeply, but it's implied that it's someone who's close to him, because it's like, oh, this person has been with me this whole time.
And Arik didn't know most of that time that he was
But he's
venin,
a precog.
Well, he might not have known. He might not have known. But it does seem likely that he did.
Know he would have known.
Right.
He might have known, but they didn't know he knew.
Yes. Yes. Snaps.
I knew that he knew that I didn't know that he knew.
Exactly.
But again, I do think that you can watch somebody struggle with something and not know what they're struggling with.
I'm pretty sure Arik was too busy fucking with Dane this whole time.
Oh my God. The only thing I do want to, if we could walk back a little bit and talk about, is the final bit with Theophanie. We didn't really talk about her death. I know that we want to wrap it up, but we didn't really talk about how Violet kills her.
Yeah. So this is how Felix is really wrong, because
oh my God,
Arik told her to be at that temple because it's how she saves everybody. And she ends up using a part of the temple that was made into a dagger to kill Theophanie, because somebody who is a high priestess who turns her back on Dune might get in trouble for going back.
Yeah. I do think it's kind of like a beautiful just desserts for Theophanie that she's killed by the dagger from Dune's temple.
Yeah. Although it's funny because she says that returning to Dune's temple would sever the thing that's keeping her alive.
Right.
But then there's that epigraph that said that if you turn your back on Dune, she will sever the soul.
Right.
So is it Theophanie's soul that's continuing to keep her alive?
Could it be somebody else's soul? I don't know. Could it be someone else's soul? I don't really know.
Makes
Maybe
you
it's
wonder.
hers. Yeah. And then Violet ends up getting knocked the fuck out in this last scene.
Yeah, she burns herself unconscious. Burns herself out so much she falls unconscious.
Okay, she did so fucking cool in the battle, because she was just like, lightning.
Oh my god, she took down 39 wyvern by herself.
Yeah. She was just like hands in the air. So
waving
cool.
them around like she just don't care.
Yeah. I was like, yes, Violet.
Oh my god.
Yes. So
What was it? Imogen, I think, calls it an inhumane amount of
it is crazy.
lightning.
Yeah.
But at the end of this book, we do find out that Xaden realizes he's just channeled. He can't kill Berwyn, unfortunately. Panchek is dead. That was the shortest lived bad guy ever.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because it makes you wonder, like, he had to have been trading information.
Yeah.
But he didn't turn unless somebody would have felt that he'd turned. Unless he'd been one for a really long time.
No, I think he was just a pawn.
Yeah. Me too.
But it was so bleh. Like that.
Yeah. There's nothing to him.
Like, meh, figured.
And
Pathetic.
Xaden is talking to Sigale and he's like, okay, I got this plan, but I gotta get Tyrion to agree to it, so please talk to him. And then Violet wakes up 12 hours later. She's been missing this whole time. She got a nice, lovely ring on her finger.
A big fat ring on her finger.
An emerald.
And it's an emerald. Ooh.
From the Blade of Eratia. And she's got a marriage decree saying that they are legally married, which I thought was fun.
Wild.
Because I was like, I thought they couldn't get married until after graduation, but I guess the way it's written, it says that while cadets are strongly encouraged to not form romantic attachments while studying in the quadrant, lieutenants are permitted to marry whomever they choose upon graduation. So I'm guessing...
And that's Xaden.
That meant...
Cool. Plus, too, at his royal status, I would have to think would overtake any kind of anything set by the school.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, and he uses his favor from the Temple of Dune to get married.
Which is wild because I didn't think he was favored by her, but I guess so.
Yeah.
Guess so.
But
good for him.
We find out that 5 riders are missing, now 4, now that Violet's back. 6 eggs are missing, which
Where are the eggs?
They're blaming...
Where the fuck are the
They're blaming Xaden for potentially killing/taking these eggs. And
I'm
I
not
was
sure
like,
why they would do that, though.
Seriously, the entire Onyx Storm, Shadow Storm thing, all he did was kill Wyvern.
He could have done that this whole time. Why would he do it now?
He didn't hurt a single good person. He killed all the Wyvern and saved everybody. And they're going to sit there and be like, just because she's your sister doesn't mean she's not the fastest way. Which, by the way, is wrong. Because if you kill Violet, you kill Taryn. And then if you kill Taryn, you kill Sigale. But as an ASIM, he can totally survive the death of his dragon.
I just feel like they overlooked a lot of stuff just to be like, oh, it's Xaden's fault. Obviously, Xaden is bad now, so it's all Xaden's fault. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
They're just not thinking clearly. I don't know.
Yeah. There is a few last things that I wanted to talk about.
And Darna?
And Darna is back. Yes.
And Darna's back.
She says that she will not allow them to burn Violet.
Which is weird.
Yes. And she also says that Taryn is sleeping off whatever he has to recover from. And Violet's like, what is he recovering from? He was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
When I last saw him. Some people believe, and I am wholeheartedly against this, but some people believe that Andarna severed the mating bond between Sigale and Taryn. So that they wouldn't be so that they wouldn't be in pain while being separated.
Why would she do that? That doesn't sound like something she would do.
And could she even do that?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
How would she do that?
Same thing. Mates' lives are intertwined so that if you sever the bond, that would kill the mates.
Yeah, I don't think that's correct. Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
that's a no from me, dog.
Me too. I'm glad we all agree.
Yeah, no, that's a no.
Mm-hmm.
The other last thing is in Xaden's note. He says, "It's yours now." Some people think that he means his soul. I'm pretty sure he's talking about Tyrandor, because that's the thing he's been kind of fretting over this entire book. And throughout the entire book, he said, "My soul is yours." So why is it hers
that's not new.
now?
Yeah, that's not new.
Any thoughts on what we might potentially see for book 4? I think she said that the Violet's song, first song on her playlist for Violet for book 4 is Taylor Swift's "Look What You Made Me Do."
Become a venin.
I think that could be a reference to Xaden. Might not be a reference to Violet necessarily, but I don't know. I think that we're definitely going to see her struggling with leadership.
Yeah,
that's my first prediction. Yeah, and people not taking her seriously as someone who has inherited Tyrandor, which is somewhat fair. I mean, he didn't really ask her if she wanted to do that, it seems.
I mean, he could have during the 12 hours that were missing.
He might have. Not sure.
So what I would like to see, at least, I don't know if it would actually happen or not, and kind of going back to the intro for chapter 55, because with Tyrandor, I don't understand how Tyrandor is not the ruling province or whatever.
What if they were at one point?
Because they are the largest, they have the most soldiers and the resources, so why the fuck would Tari mess with them? I would love to see them break away and be like, whoever stands with Tari, you're done. We're not going to protect you. But I would love to see them break away. I would love to see them become the kingdom.
Her Majesty, Queen Violet Ryerson.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And for everybody to fall in line with them instead, and them to do the wards so that Beskayeth and the rest are just fucking cut off. And,
I would like to see some comeuppance on some certain people.
Mm-hmm.
Felix.
Halden. And I still like Felix. He just has one strike against him. Halden has like 15, so.
That's a big strike.
Halden's gotta go.
And I'd love to see more about Arik and his precognition. I'd love to learn more about Imogen. What I think we are gonna get, though, not that I wouldn't mind one scene, obviously, because, I like 1 to 2 scenes. I just don't want it a gratuitous amount, but I think we're gonna get some dream sex.
Oh, classic.
Oh,
yeah. Lord. Definitely. We definitely are.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
100%. You're so right. Oh my God.
What do you think about Molvik too, though?
What do you
think? Because I think you had brought up that he could be a lot older than we think. It looks like he's already been through a battle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It feels like there's something there that we don't know yet either.
Definitely.
I would like to learn more about the dragons. There was a dragon that was named, and I was like, who the fuck's dragon is this?
Yeah, I saw that note.
I think it was Felix's, but only because Felix was kind of mentioned afterwards. But yeah, I was like, don't know.
I feel like we are in for the ride of our lives once we get the next book.
Yes, I can't wait.
If people do request it, maybe we can talk further about other things while we wait. But until now, our series is done. And we're moving on.
Yeah.
We're moving on, guys.
So sad.
Bittersweet.
Although I am finally glad to have been able to talk to y'all about everything.
So sorry that we held you up. All right, we'll end it there. We hope that everyone enjoyed this season of the Midnight Readers podcast. We are going to take a short break, and then next season we're going to be covering Twilight, which I'm so excited about, in honor of the 20th anniversary. New episodes drop each week except for the little break that we're going to take. And don't forget to check out last season's discussion on the Zodiac Academy series, available now.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. That like and follow are super important for us to continue to bring you new episodes each week. So please, please, please do so. You can also support us by joining us on Patreon. Thank you for listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. We'll see you week after next.
Happy reading, listeners. Don't stay up too late.